This whole offseason has been to get ready and get myself ready, and that's been my mindset since I got here. And, whether Aaron was here or not here, that's going to be my mindset regardless, because I have to get myself ready to play. My main thing has been control what I can control and, do my best to, like I said, get better every day so that I'm ready, whatever the circumstance may be come season. Just do my best to be ready for myself, for the team, and for everybody here. Obviously, me and Aaron, we got a good relationship. Talked to him probably a week before I got out here, so, yeah.
Hey, Chris Sims, I've long seen this mini camp, really this offseason, as a blessing in disguise for Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers as an organization. I just wonder what you're seeing from afar. What's your takeaway from what people are what's emanating from Packers mini camp? I mean, one day Jordan Love's a bust. The next day they fanning him because he's on fire. I mean, it's still mini camp, right? So it's like, just what do you make of what you're hearing out of Green Bay?
Well, it is like you just heard him say. This is a great experience for him. The fact that he does get some of these reps, gets in the huddle, gets with the first team offense, gets pushed mentally a little bit like the first team quarterback. And hey, we're going to install this today. We want to do that. All of those type of things. So that's great experience. We know that. It's a tough position. He's under the spotlight more than anybody in the NFL through OTAs or minicamp. Of course, yeah, he's following the MVP who might not play for that team this year. And, I think the thing I look at is Green Bay, it's going to be on them to manage the situation. And they got to make sure that they control the narrative to a degree and make sure they keep things positive around the Jordan Love conversation. That would be my takeaway. Again, yeah, they're going to try to work on the Rodgers thing and all of that, but they did use a first-round pick for Jordan Love. They do look at him as the future. Let's not let him get ruined before he ever takes a preseason snap or anything like that. And Michael Smith, you brought up practice, right? That first day, everyone, whoa, he's 12 for 23, those type of issues. This is where I say it's on Green Bay too, and I talked about this with Florio today. Yesterday you hear the talk of he looks awesome and he's doing great. Hey, Packers, they got to manipulate practice to a degree too. There's a thing in the NFL called scripting for success, right? Like, hey, defensive coordinator, play this defense for me so I can really learn and our offense can get some good reps against this defense. Even though you guys are, in a bad spot, we want to run this play against this coverage so our guys can get used to it. Right. So that aspect to me is something they should protect against as they continue to go forward. And I would bet you after all that negative criticism on the first practice, that's what they did in the second practice and said, man, this is ridiculous. If everyone's going to dissect everything this guy does, let's give him a little chance to succeed and back everybody the hell off to a degree.
And you know what? And I'm okay with that because, Michael, even if there was a concerted effort to showcase Jordan Love, it's such a great dress rehearsal for the organization in general, because this day is going to come sooner or later. And so whether it's the PR department, whether it's the coaching staff, whether it's the rest of the players, or whether it's Jordan Love, now or later, they all have to get ready for the day when Jordan Love is going to have to do the same thing that Aaron Rodgers once did, which is follow a Hall of Famer. And this is when Aaron Rodgers earned Mike McCarthy's trust, was running the show in Favre's absence in the offseason. So it's a great dress rehearsal.
It is. And let me just add one more thing, because I had people say to me, well, man, now the defense, you're by scripting for success, you're hurting the defense's development. And I went, no. Listen, this goes on all over football, right? The defensive coordinator, even though he might go, man, I really wouldn't run that coverage versus that play or that formation, but okay, I'll do it for practice purposes. Now, he's not totally giving into it. It's a teaching tool moment too. He knows that at some point during the year, he might get caught in a defense versus a formation in a play that he didn't want to, but the clock was running down. They didn't get the signal in. So now they get to coach kind of the kryptonite against these defenses, and they can talk through it and get better that way. But like you said, this is a good thing for the Packers, and especially for Jordan Love in the big picture of things. Maybe not necessarily right now as pertains to the 2021 Packers.
I know you do your positional rankings before the draft. Where did you have Jordan Love, if you remember? What did you say about him coming out?
Well, I had him. So, like, I got really excited when I first saw Jordan Love. I'm not going to lie. In fact, Michael Holley, went Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, and then Tua. Okay, that was my first. I let it out last year. And I'm not going to lie. I always self-scout myself. I rushed to judgment. I got a little into, loving the positives and kind of swiping the bad things under the rug a little bit is what I did. And really, I'm full transparency here. I did it. My dad watched the quarterbacks a little bit. And I said, so what'd you think of the Jordan Love thing? And he kind of looked and he goes, I like some of those throws and I see talent. But he goes, really, Christopher, you're going to really put him in front of Tua? I mean, he's a project. You saw some of those issues. You explained to me in the conversation before he's got some mechanical issues. So I ended up putting him behind Tua. I think he has a higher ceiling, but he is raw. And there's things he needs to work on. And that's also why this is a great experience for him.
All right, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I've talked with Mike about this many times. We've gone back and forth. From your perspective, what needs to happen? What needs to happen for Aaron Rodgers to have leverage in this confrontation, whatever it is he's having with Green Bay, holdout, disagreement, sabbatical? What needs to happen for him to have leverage?
Like, of course, he's probably got to play really good again at a really high level, right? And, it's a good question, Michael Holley. I haven't thought about this a whole lot. I'll also say to this with, I think it's twofold. Of course, he has to play well and do that. But I think the other part, and I hate saying this because I don't think he can get leverage on his side very easily here, but it's the playing good and then really probably Jordan Love looking like crap in the preseason, in all honesty. If he doesn't look good and he's raw and he's messing up things at the line of scrimmage and missing a few throws and things like that, that might make Gutekunst, Mark Murphy, everybody go like, whoa, wait, okay. He's not ready. It doesn't look like he's going to be ready next year either. Let's give Rodgers another year, guaranteed money, whatever. I mean, maybe I'll get back to you with a better answer next week, but I think those are the two first things that kind of popped to my mind.
So we know Aaron's not going to be a 49er. What's the word out of San Francisco, man? I saw Kyle said that Garoppolo had his best spring, for whatever that's worth. And Trey Lance did a pretty good job. What's the word out of San Francisco in terms of early impressions of Trey in particular?
Well, listen, I know everybody thinks I always know everything that goes on with the 49ers because I'm friends with Kyle. I don't
limit it to the 49ers, Chris.
No, I know.
Limit it to the 49ers, just so you know.
Good, you're right. Okay, thank
All
you.
32.
I got more friends than him. But, and then here, I'll tell you how I haven't heard a lot as far as Trey Lance goes yet. Other than that, I know he was super impressed with how smart he was and how quickly he picked up things. With some of my buddies this time of the year, I don't push them too much right now. They're really coaching, they're working, there's practice, there's things like this. But like now that camps are starting to break and, everybody's going on their way, I'm going to get some conversations and get some goods on everybody in the NFL here over the next month. That's for sure. So I don't have anything to tell you for sure as of this moment, but how can they not be excited about a guy who's got the talent he's got? He is smart. He's willing to work. They're a really good football team if they can stay healthy. But that's all I got for you on that front right now.
No problem.
You know what, Chris? You could do this. You could play this all day long. You can play this all day long. I just want to ask you, though. Maybe I didn't read the small print. Trevor Lawrence, 2 spots ahead of Mac Jones in the quarterback rankings. Trevor Lawrence, 8 spots behind Cam Newton, who was ranked number 20. Wow. In your quarterback rankings. So tell me how Cam Newton is 20th and how Trevor Lawrence is 28th, and just how do you see this thing?
Well, first off, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, who I have right in front of Trevor Lawrence, they haven't played yet. I know they're going to be good. They got the talent, but they don't have the experience, nor have they done what Cam Newton has done in the NFL? And again, it's not about that, because this list is truly like my pecking order, my depth chart. We all got the same team and all of that. But like some other quarterbacks that are in the NFL right now, I think sometimes we fall in this trap of like evaluating them all through the same lens. Oh, Johnny drop back quarterback. He can be surgical and throw all the ball. Okay, great. Cam Newton's not the best at that if you're going to look at that as being the only way you can play quarterback. But fortunately, it's not. And fortunately, he's a beast in the run game and has an incredible presence and leadership about him. And I just look at it, and yeah, we look at the passing stats and 8 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. But this is what I hate about it, Michael Holley. First off, why don't we add the rushing stats to it? He had 12 rushing touchdowns. So that equals 20 now. It's 20 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. Yes, and forget the stats sometimes. It's about the pressure that player puts on the defense. That statistically cannot be quantified. When a guy like Cam Newton's playing quarterback, defenses have to do things they don't want to do because they're worried about his ability to run and do those type of things. And then also, he makes everybody else in the run game better because the defense is worried about what they might do with him. So that opens up a lane for Sony Michel or whatever. He was second on the team in rushing. They had no offensive talent. I know he wasn't perfect and there's things to work on, but I am giving a little bit of it a benefit for COVID and those type of things. And I think the Patriots are too. You're seeing that they're bringing him back. They're still talking about him in very high regard. But I think it's, again, yeah, I'm expecting better play. He's more of a force of nature than people are giving him credit for. Yeah, maybe he's not surgical in the pass game, but he is a force. You have to game plan for Cam Newton and everything he does. And then, yes, I gave him a little notch or a little bump up because you hear the Patriot players say it all the time, right? Michael Holley, he's a great leader. When he's on the field, it just makes us feel like we can win games. They say all those type of things. And I'll say this too, to defend the guy one more time. We're showing the Jets highlights right there. There's a number of games last year where Cam Newton managed and played the game perfectly as a traditional quarterback, where he made no mistakes. He made the right read, the right throw. And I'm sure New England sees that and is encouraged by that aspect of him too. So, yeah, I'm bullish on Big Cam.
That's encouraging to hear. I was just talking about the other day how excited I am for him this season. Last thing I got for you, Chris, is we haven't talked to you since the Titans swung the trade for Julio Jones. And I think if I recall correctly, Jalen Phillips was your best defensive player. Caleb Farley was either your best or favorite cornerback.
Yeah.
Their defense remains a question, specifically their pass rush.
Right.
Good secondary will help that. But I just wonder if they're explosive enough on offense in particular, with Brown, Jones, Henry, and obviously Tannehill. Do you see them potentially representing the AFC? Can they challenge Kansas City for AFC supremacy?
I do. I mean, the coaching staff, I like it. I do even, you're right. The defense is the question, but you get Caleb Farley. Janoris Jenkins is still one of the better one of the better island corners in football. In fact, I'd argue he was the best corner on the Saints last year. So that's going to help them out. They signed Bud Dupree to help out that pass rush like you're talking about. So maybe they're better on that side of the ball. And yeah, I'm really excited about what they did with the Julio thing. The Titans are basic. They kind of just want to smash mouth football, run, play, action, pass. The formula is not real complicated. So sometimes when it's like that, you got to have some players that can make things happen. And that's where I think schematically, wow, is it going to put you in a bind? I mean, this is like Emmitt Smith with Michael Irvin and somebody better than, Harper at wide receiver. And I'm not trying to say this Titans O-line is that Dallas Cowboys O-line, but you got my gist. It's a power running game. And now you got to worry about, wait, we'd like to put a guy in the box to stop the best runner in football, but damn, that means we're going to leave one of these freaks open. And that's where I like it. You're going to put defenses in binds of how they want to approach. Oh, there's 2 safeties deep. Well, here goes Derrick Henry up the middle. Oh, you want to get down there and stop the run game? Well, here goes Julio on a 50-yard post, and here goes A.J. Brown on a 30-yard crossing route, and Ryan Tannehill is one of the best deep ball throwers in football. So I like it because it's going to make you defend every square inch of the field for the Tennessee Titans offense. There's not one area you're going to be able to look at and go, oh, they don't attack that spot.
Yeah. Good to talk to you, brother, as always. Appreciate you dropping knowledge.
Always.
Thanks, guys. Be good. Peace out. I'll see you. Have a good weekend. Go Nets. Eat it, Michael Holley. Go Nets. That's right, baby.
No.
Yes.
No more.
That's my guy.
Bye.
You don't get
That's
See
my
you
guy.
later.